You wouldn't build a house without a foundation, so don't build your business without one. This is Mindset Monday, where we lay out the tools, frameworks, and mindset you need to scale your contracting or trading business today. All right, welcome back to Mindset Monday. Kind of weird to think that we are already in the month of November. Happy late Halloween to each and every one of you. Hopefully you stole a lot of your kids' candy. Okay, maybe you didn't. I don't know. I will tell you it was kind of weird this year because, our kids are all older now. And so even when they were, later years of high school, they weren't trick-or-treating with us, right? They're out screwing around with friends. And for the last couple of years, we've just stuck around and handed out candy at the porch, that kind of thing. But this year we're like, you know what? There's not a lot of kids coming by. Let's just go wander around. And we left my daughter at home. We're like, here's a bag of candy if anybody shows up. And we went down to this really cool neighborhood that has this little private community right in the middle. And you drive over this bridge, and then it's like these, really nice custom homes. And it was cool because, kid you not, there were thousands of kids in this neighborhood. Like, I was waiting for the tour buses and the school buses to show up because I don't know where they were coming from. They were everywhere, but it was really cool. We saw some really cool outfits. We saw some really cool homes that were decorated. In fact, let me see if I can find the picture here. There was one guy who, let's just say he was having way too much fun. And you guys can kind of see there in my phone. One of these days, I'll figure out how to upload these to the computer. We'll make them a little easier. But he literally only DJs one night a year, and it's on Halloween night. And he's sitting there on the second floor just spinning. So it's kind of cool. But it was a whole lot of fun. So hopefully you guys had a great Halloween as well. You guys know the drill, though. If you guys are here live with us, go ahead and drop your name, your business name, and where you're from, and we'll give you a shout out. Ground Fog gave us the hand wave. We have Ryan with Divine Decking out of Bakersfield. Welcome to the show. And Daniel with Noble Custom Glass and Mirror checking in from the actual office. My man, congratulations, as they say. And we got Victor with Rhino Builders out of Minneapolis in the house. Welcome, Victor. So it's an interesting thing that happens after Halloween. People lose their minds, right? They all of a sudden they're focusing on one thing and one thing only. And what is that? The holidays, right? The holiday season. We got Thomas Mifsud with the pink high hand. Welcome. They lose their minds and they start thinking about the holiday season. Now, my wife is no different. So I'm dealing with this too. But the problem that happens is not that the holiday season is the focus. It's that we stop focusing on our business. We stop focusing on our business, right? And so you wonder why, when December rolls around, things are kind of drying up. After Christmas, you're like, shoot, I got to do some stuff. And you're like, I don't know what to shoot or what to do. And I don't know how to do it. And you start freaking out, right? Why does this happen every year? Why does it happen? Have you ever asked yourself, have you ever stopped to ask yourself why it is that this pattern keeps repeating itself? Well, I'll tell you here in a second. I got to get a couple more folks on here. We got Edward with ES Handy Services out of Florida. Welcome. Daniel says all they want to know is, can I get it before Thanksgiving? Can I get it before Christmas? Which is true. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, Daniel, if you're prepared for it and you're planning for it. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then Julie says, or Julie with Burton's Plumbing, welcome. Good morning to you as well. We know she's in Utah. Some of you guys on the East Coast are like, bro, it's afternoon. What are you talking about? Good morning. I get it. Now let's go back to this, right? Why is it that you keep dealing with the same thing over and over again? Well, I actually want to expand it a little bit more, right? I want to expand a little bit more. I'll tell you what it is that my wife and I did on Thanksgiving prior to the evening. Okay. We created a list of different large general contractors that we want to do business with in the commercial space. That's where we focus. But a large general contractors that we want to do business with, we created a list. And there's a few of them. Wilming, there's Big D here, there's Leighton, there's a few of them, right? And we have, over the last couple of months, connected with quite a few estimators, senior estimators, project managers inside of these different organizations. So my wife and I on Friday morning, this is what we did. And I'll show you a picture on my wife because she looks better than I do. This is what we did. So you guys can see my wife there. And we have little Home Depot buckets. Now, the original idea was to use these Home Depot buckets that are like 5 inches tall, but they were all sold out. So we ended up going with the medium-sized ones, right? Which are still, a little bit bigger than a gallon. And we filled it with candy. We filled it with Rice Krispie treats. And then we had, some beanies and some other stuff. And we went and we spent the entire morning handing these bags out or these buckets out, right? And you can see on that one, it said Big D on it. And it was for a particular individual, right? But people are like, well, why would you do that? Why would you spend the amount of money that you spend on each bucket? And I'll tell you, conservatively, we're probably about $35 a bucket. And we handed out, I don't know, 10, 12 of those. Why would we spend that amount of money handing out candy and buckets and things to these estimators? Well, let's think about that for a second, excuse me. Let's think about that. If there's somebody that you want to do business with, do they care about the fact that you want to do business with them? Be real. Do they care? No, they don't. Like in the slightest, they don't care. What they care about is they have a problem and you potentially may or may not have a solution for them. That's what they care about. Okay. Now, what does this have to do with you? Well, first I got to give James with TJW Contractors a shout out. Welcome, James. Let me explain what this has to do with you. Okay. When we're talking about why your competitors are getting picked over you, when I first say that, what is the thing that pops into your mind? For most of you, it's like, oh, well, they underbid us. And in some instances, that is true, 100% true. But I will tell you that in the majority of instances, why somebody else gets picked over you is one of two reasons, okay? Number one is the relationship that either you have or don't have, okay? And in this case, if you didn't get picked, it's the relationship you don't have. And number two, it's your ability to help solve a problem. That's it. That's it. Right? I don't want to make it any more complicated because it doesn't need to be more complicated than that. And for those of you who are part of our community, you know that I push shaking hands and kissing babies. I push relationships. I push you because I want you to build relationships, not for a job, but for all of the jobs. Does this make sense? Right? I want you to understand that whether you're dealing with contractors, big commercial builders, remodelers, homeowners, it doesn't matter. What matters is your ability to create a relationship that will pay for itself over and over and over again. So let's go back. Why is it that we created these little buckets? We created these buckets because for me, the work will come. The work is out there. And by the way, all of you who are like, the sky is falling, Chicken Little, blah, 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 the economy and interest rates and the government shutdown. And yeah, great. You go join the other groups who are freaking out about that. I will tell you the opportunities are there. They are everywhere. For you guys in the service industry, you should be doubling down right now. Why? Because if people aren't moving, they're sticking around in their house. And if they're sticking around their house has problems. If their house has problems, they need to solve those problems. That's you. For those of you who are working with GCs or remodelers, guess what? Those opportunities are there. They are everywhere. You need to link up with the guys who see the same thing, the opportunities that are there. We work with a couple of custom home builders, and I will tell you, you'll hit a price point, depending on the area, 1.5 to 2 million, where nobody cares about the economy. Nobody cares about the interest rate. Nobody cares about the weather. Nobody cares. That's their second or third home, and they just want the nicest thing. We were in a house a couple of weeks ago up in Park City here, which is a ski resort town. And this is a $20 million home. It's a $20 million home. And they don't care about the budget. What they care about is what they want. They have geothermal, they have solar, they have battery backups, right? The electrical on that house is over $1 million. The electrical, that's it, right? We're not talking about everything else. It's $20 million plus house, right? Do they care about that? No, they don't, right? So I can keep going. Like, for example, Leighton is projected in 2026 to increase revenue by 30%. They're $1 billion company. Why am I telling you that? Because I want you to see the game that you're playing has to be the game of opportunity and the game of growth. It's there for you if you choose for it to be there. If you don't, it won't be, right? If you are focused on what's not working, if you're focused on the broke people, if you're focused on being the cheapest bid, congratulations. Join that group. This is not the group for you. Now, I'm not trying to kick you in the balls. I'm trying to make you see where the real opportunity is. And it's everywhere. I don't care what part of the country you're in. Okay. So let's think about it this way. Okay. I want you to reframe your mind instead of, man, I do better work. I got more experience. My jobs are cleaner. My crew's better. But they keep picking the competitors. They keep picking this other guy, right? How about this instead? How about thinking about it with this frame of mind? It's not about who's better. It's about who they believe. It's not about who's better. It's about who they believe. Now, remember, I talked about solutions to problems. I didn't talk about price. Does price come into play? Yes, it does. It always does, unless you're dealing with those super uber high-end homes. Price will come into play. But they are initially going to go with the person who can solve the problem. They believe this person can solve their problem. That's who they're going to go with, right? And so when we talk about what's the first thing you have to overcome, that's it. And you're like, why do they keep picking my competitor? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because on social media, they've now built a brand that people can trust, or they've solved the problem for multiple people, asked for those referrals, asked for those reviews, and now they have things that they can show other people. Or maybe they're the ones when somebody schedules an appointment, instead of just some random Joe Schmo showing up, they don't know who they are. They spend the time to shoot a who we are video. And then prior to showing up, the tech or the salesperson, whoever it is, shoots a short video and says, hey, my name is John. I'm with ABC Company. We're coming out to your house. We should be there in the next 30 minutes or so. We're really excited to talk to you about, who we are and how it is that we can help you with your problem. Like, those are all things that your competitors are doing. You may not want to acknowledge it, but they're doing it. And I'll tell you right now, from experience, this year, this is a crazy number for me to think about. This year, I will have spoken in front of, or virtually, or, my own workshops, or whatever the thing is, close to 1,500 contractors. 1,500 contractors. And so when I tell you something, I'm not telling you something because I used ChatGPT and it created it for me. Or I watched a YouTube video and I took it from the YouTube video, right? Or I attended a class and I wrote this stuff down. No, I'm telling you this stuff because I have seen it. I have experienced it myself, and I've seen it across the industry, right? Not one trade, but across the industry. So I want you to think about the 3 reasons why you're not getting picked, which also, if you look at it the other side, it's what you need to do to get picked more often, right? I want you guys to be turning people away because you're so busy. That's what I want you to be. And if you're doing that right now, increase your prices. Don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but if you're turning people away, increase your prices. You have a demand, right? You have a supply issue. Cool. Let's increase that. Okay. Now, think about this, okay? Confused buyers say no, not because they're bad, but because they don't understand you. That's it. They don't understand you. How many times have you gone to buy something, a car, a washing machine, or whatever the thing is, and the salesperson is just going on about this product. It's so awesome. It's so amazing. This, that, blah, 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 whatever. And you're like, over my head. Like, I don't care if the tread on these tires is 1/32 bigger than the competitor's tread. Therefore, it'll last on average 4,500 miles longer, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Don't care. I don't care because that's not the reason I came in here, right? And because you didn't ask me any questions, you don't know why I came in here. So the better job you can do at understanding their problem and making the buying decision easier, the more sales you'll have. the more jobs you'll close, the more jobs you'll do. Here's some examples. Some of you guys don't have any proposals. Like somebody asks you for a price and you're like, oh, let me see the weather. How does 3,200 sound? And they're like, I don't know. What does 3,200 get me? Right? I want you guys to step up your game. Okay. So number one, your proposal, right? Your estimate, whatever the thing is that you show a potential customer or client. How professional does that look? Like I give my wife credit, all the credit in the world, right? When we send a proposal in, right? What she's done is she's created a template inside of Canva, of all places, Canva, right? But she's created this beautiful template. It's easy to read, very clear, defined scope of work, right? And people like it, right? It's very easy to understand. It's very easy to read. Okay. What about follow-up? When I talk about follow-up, you're like, the dirty F word. No. This is the dirty F word inside of you being able to land more jobs is follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. What are you doing to follow up? Seriously, what are you doing to follow up? Do you send a message after you send your proposal and say, hey, when can we get on and talk through this? Right? If you're doing these things in person, do you talk through them and say, okay, Mrs. Jones, yes, the price wasn't what you were expecting, but let's go back to what's your problem and how important is it for you to solve it, right? Follow up. And follow-up can happen right then, or follow-up can happen over a period of days or sometimes even weeks. Follow up. We have an electrician inside of our community, and he was ecstatic this last week. Ecstatic. You want to guess why? Oh, that's right. Because he landed a seven-figure job. A seven-figure job. But when you ask him how he landed the seven-figure job, he will tell you it took 9 months. 9 months. Follow-up, communication, follow-up, cleaning up the numbers, follow-up, communication, over and over and over again. So for those of you who are like, man, I really want to land more jobs, or I really want to land bigger jobs, what are you doing to land those jobs? Okay. The fortune is in the follow-up. The third thing, the next steps, right? How clearly can you describe the next steps? Here's a number for you, right? According to the Harvard Business Review. I know none of us went to Harvard. Don't worry about it. They're smart people, I think. But here you go, right? Businesses that follow up within the first hour are 7 times more likely to close the deal. 7 times more likely, okay? So if you want to increase your close rate 7 times what it is right now, cool. Follow up, especially within the first hour, okay? Here's a line that was shared with me, I don't know, a couple of years ago from a GC buddy of mine in California, right? He said, clarity beats capability every single time. Clarity beats capability every single time. Remember, they don't know how good you can do your job. They don't know how good your competitor can do the job. But clarity beats capability every single time. The second thing, how do people buy, right? This is a mindset thing you need to understand. People don't buy because they look at your bid and they look at their bid and they're like, yours is cheaper. We're going to buy with, or we're going to go with you. That's not how they buy. Okay. People buy with emotion and they justify with logic. Okay. They buy with emotion. They justify with logic, right? Why did I buy my new truck? It was emotion, 100%. And I justified it with, oh, well, I can get the payment cheaper. It gets better gas mileage. It's quieter, but I 100% bought off emotion. We all do. Okay. People buy with emotion. They justify with logic. You might be selling the what, that you guys have high quality materials, fast turnaround, great communication. But what do they want? They want the why. They want peace of mind, no surprises, no change orders for you guys who love change orders. Okay. And one call and it's handled, right? What's the thing for you? Remember, why? Why should they buy from you? When we approach these big GCs and we talk about who we are as a company, we don't say, hey, we can do your framing and your concrete and your drywall and your paint. That's not how we approach them. We approach them and say, how many subs do you have to handle on your typical job? And they're like, oh, I don't know, 20 to 30. What is that? like. And they're like, man, it's so hard. There's so many moving parts and there's so many conversations and blah, blah, blah. And we're like, what if you had 25% less conversations and 25% less subs to worry about? And their ears perk up, right? Because that's what we do. We combine these scopes of work. They have one point of contact. They have one contract. They have one person to communicate with, and it makes their life easier. That's what we sell. Now, are we going to play the price game? Yeah, in some way, shape, or form. There's always value engineering. There's always, can you shave a little bit off? Sure. But because we can solve a problem, they have a higher likelihood of wanting to work with us. But what is it for you? Right? What is it for you? 95% of purchase decisions are driven by emotion, not logic. So why are they buying you? Not what, but why? Think about it this way. If you were to rewrite your sales pitch, think about the answer to this question. How will the client's life be better or easier after hiring you? Now that's an interesting one, right? How would your client's life be better or easier buying from you? If you can answer that question, I guarantee you're going to close more deals. And the third piece, the proof is in the pudding, right? I think about my wife and her obsession with Amazon. I don't even know what to call it anymore, right? Like that's literally the first place she goes to shop now. Amazon. Is it on Amazon? Let me go check Amazon. The other night, actually it was last night, she's looking for an adapter. We're headed to Virginia this week to visit my son and my daughter-in-law. I'm so excited. They're both in the Navy, so God bless America. But we're excited. We get to go spend, 4 days with them. But we're headed there, and she hates the fact that when she tries to plug in her earphones, it doesn't plug in, right? Because you need that old 3.5 millimeter adapter, and iPhones don't have it, and all the things. And so she's looking for this specific adapter, right? 3.5 millimeter to USB-C, right? And she's on Amazon, and I'm like looking at her, and I'm like, Google it, boom, send one over to her. And she's like, yeah, but did you read the reviews? Literally the first thing that she tells me, did you read the reviews? Because that's the way that she shops, right? Show me, is there social proof? Are there people saying, yeah, I work with those guys and they did an amazing job? Or is there nothing? Or is it negative? Those guys were idiots. Those guys were a-holes. Those guys didn't whatever. I can tell you right now that there's a countertop person who I will not name that will never do work for me again, and I will never recommend them. Why? Because we are 6 weeks after the promised date, and I still don't have a countertop in my basement. No, I'm not sorry about it at all. Okay, maybe just a little bit. We got a late straggler here. I want to put him on here. Chris with United Paint Bros. Welcome to the show. Daniel says, better follow-up or better connection, trust built. 100%. 100%, right? So going back to this, your competitors may not be better than you, but how does your potential client know that? They don't, because they don't have social proof, or excuse me, you don't have social proof. They do. What do you want them to say? Hey, Johnny, I want to use you, but I don't know if I can trust you. Yeah, you can trust me. I am trustworthy. Or, hey, you know what, Johnny? I really want to use you, except your competitor has about 50 more 5-star reviews. So I'm going to go with them. Who do you have to blame? That's right. You, and only you. Think about this. According to Bright Local, 88% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. They trust them. I don't want to be a dead horse, but you need them. Okay? You need them. Right? Now, of these three things, what's the easiest to put into play? What's the easiest? Well, I'll tell you, we're just going to go through each and figure out some simple strategies that you can use. Okay. So number one, when it comes to communication, right? Follow up. If it's you, if it's a virtual assistant, if it's your wife's cousin's mom that sits at home, who cares? Answer the phone as quickly as possible. Okay. And follow up as quickly as possible if you can't, right? Follow up. If you send out a proposal, follow up and keep following up until they tell you no, or not now, right? Keep following up. Number 2, don't sell the features, sell the benefits. Okay. Not what they're getting working with you, but why they should work with you. Okay. And number 3, social proof. If you guys aren't on a place right now where you're getting social proof, shame on you. Shame on you. Right. I can tell you right now that by far the posts that we make on social media that have social proof get way more engagement than the ones that don't. That's just the reality, right? We're in a society now that doesn't trust like it used to. So how can they trust you? That's your job. Okay. Get those reviews, get video testimonials, get written testimonials, get pictures and selfies, right? Get whatever you can that will help you sell the fact that you do an amazing job and other people agree. Fair? Okay. Listen, we're in November. You got 2 months. Time is ticking. You got 2 months to make this an incredible end of the year. And that's my challenge to you, is to take the information that you're getting inside of these conversations, pick one thing and go apply it. If it's the fact that you got to build your Google business profile, fine, so be it. If it's the fact you need to find a company to help you with that, awesome, great. If it's the fact that you're just going to have you and all your techs and whoever's on your team, every single job you're done, you're immediately going to ask for a review, great, right? Whatever the thing is, you're going to start following up. But take something from this call and do something with it. Do I want to make you feel warm and fuzzy? Sure, but not really. What I really want is for you to have a successful business. I want you to text message me, email me, whatever. Hey, I did this thing and I got this result. That's what I want. That's a challenge for you. Now, if you're in a place where you would really love to have more opportunity, right? More opportunity to grow, we have our free Build Pro community. Now I'm looking for the damn link. Settings. Let's see. Invite. Here we go. So I'm going to drop the link inside of here so you guys have it. It's a free online community. We have our entire training library. We have live trainings. We have all kinds of really cool stuff inside of there. So join us. It's free. Like, the worst you're going to get out of it is education and the opportunity to grow your business. So we'd love to have you. Last thing before I forget, Contractor Plus version 2 went live today. Yes, there are issues. Yes, there are bugs. Be patient with them. They're working on them. If you do have an issue, submit a ticket, but give it a week or so. It'll smooth itself out. But they have so many cool features and opportunities for you to continue to grow your business. You need to take advantage of it. All right. That's all I got for you. You guys know what time it is. It's time for you to get after it. 3, 2, 1. Off you go.